That is a goddamn fact. I got some.
I agree.
Child. Okay, so let me give you guys a little bit of this. Maybe we can make some sense out of it, because I wasn't really thinking that this would hit the way it did, but obviously it has. And this Memphis thing, and listen to your president. So if you don't believe nothing I say, nothing Patty say, nothing Rez say, forget Ron. He's not even in the conversation. We're going to listen to our president give us a couple of ideas on how he's going to make this shit go down. And y'all listen carefully, because he's talking. Get your wallet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go on mute. I'm in the I'm sorry, y'all. I'm in the nail shop.
You got your wallet out. Let me put the cash up in the wallet. Okay, hold on, y'all.
You feel generous, man.
She said, "Let me get my wallet out." Okay. All right, here we go. Just a little bit. Let me see if the speakers on yet is on. Okay, here we go.
Step by step, just like we did in D.C. We have virtually no crime in D.C. right now. And we're going to keep it that way. So, it's capital. We're going to keep it that way, or we're going to federal.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Y'all have to turn the speaker on. All right. He said he has virtually no crime in D.C., and here we go.
And if we had to, but we don't have to anymore because it's in such great shape. This task force will be a replica of our extraordinarily successful efforts here. And you'll see it's a lot of the same thing, although the numbers here are really something. They're really bad. Now, we did send FBI in about 4 months ago to work and impose some of the numbers down, and they did a great job, but we're sending in the big force now. We also sent them into Chicago on a sort of a moderate basis, and we brought down crime a little bit in Chicago, but we're now going to bring it down very big. We're going to be doing Chicago probably next. I was with a great businessman.
Okay, listen to this part. Y'all, please, if you're not listening, listen to this part right here. Okay.
Who was involved in all cities through his business. And I say, who do you think should be next after Memphis? And he said, sir, you've got to say.
Go back a second. Hold on.
Down very big. We're going to be doing Chicago probably next. I was with a great businessman, a man who was involved in all cities through his business. And I say, who do you think should be next after Memphis? And he said, sir, you've got to save Chicago. We're going to wait a little while. But he said, you got to save Chicago. You can't let it go. And this is a very prominent man that everybody knows and is from. Another man in Memphis was saying, Bill, he was saying, very interesting, he's on the board of FedEx. And his hotel is about a block away. And he said, when I walked there, I said, I don't want to do this again. I never want to do it again. And they won't let me walk there. They take them in armored vehicles. They take the board members of FedEx in armored vehicles like a block away to the hotel. This shouldn't.
Okay, so y'all in Memphis. First of all,
Lisa, that's a lie.
All cities told him to make sure he saves Chicago. He has a business in all cities. What else does that be? And then he said
Why do we care about his business?
The owner or the chairman of FedEx have to take a armored vehicle 1 block to his hotel in Memphis. Now that sounds like National Guard needs to be sitting in the middle. If this shit is true, come on, people in Memphis, is this true?
No, there's not even legitimate. There's not even legitimate. Yeah, there's not even legitimate hotels by our airport because what most people don't realize is that our airport shuts down at 11 and FedEx completely takes over until 6 a.m.
Oh, Tiffany, you're in Memphis?
Yes, it's used largely for distribution, so you wouldn't even stay over there. All of this is just ridiculous, and I wanted to add some insight because I think there are comparisons to DC that people aren't realizing because this is all a grift. So I don't know that most people, they're so quick to say, oh, the crime is so bad, but what they don't realize is how small the population is compared to the cities they're comparing us to. Chicago is at what, like 2.6 million? We only have about 620,000 people that live in Memphis.
Oh,
yeah. So that's why he chose us, because anything that happens. So literally, if one person gets shot in the entertainment district off of Beale Street, it skyrockets our crime numbers. So if he prevents 2 people from getting shot, he'll say, look at that big increase that we had. And so that's why he is choosing us. Not to mention, we have a significant Black and brown population. So we are 63% Black, 10% Latino, and 2% Asian and Island Pacificer. We have a super, super small kind of like other category, but it's largely because our population is so large because we have so many people that work for FedEx, and they come from India and some of the other Asian countries, and that's the only thing that really boosts us. But we are largely a Black and brown city, and so that and not to mention, we have, I think, the last time I checked, 25% of our population were under the age of 18. So when we talk about the crime numbers, it's largely the younger population that's tightly packed in certain neighborhoods. They're just committing crimes against one another. I sat in a meeting with Bill Donovan, and he is the guy that brokers a lot of the big business deals. He was part of XAI. I don't know if anybody saw Dale is opening a plant here. And he is really, he's an interesting character in that, like, he champions Memphis, but he's also very critical. And a lot of the candid conversations he has with the business community and the mayor is really around what are the interventions that we can have. We're very clear on what works for us as a city, and living in a police state won't do that. We've had a significant amount of investments in like mentoring programs. We have 4 universities here, one of which is a HBCU. And every single university has lost money since Trump has been in office because a lot of the money that they get, they've deemed as DEI. And so that impacts us as well as we're creating our education pipeline. So there are so many things that impact the numbers that you see, but he's also picking us because he's aware of these things. He's not just deciding to that the crime is so horrible he has to come here. He realizes it's literally going to take everybody just not leaving their home for 3 weeks, and then he can come back and say the crime has been completely eradicated.
Say, Tiffany.
Tiff, can I ask a question? Hold on. I just want to ask one question.
A real quick question, okay? So Tiffany, thank you for providing such insight. Can you tell us what the leadership has had to say about the gas turbines that Elon Musk has installed there?
Is what I was about to ask about. Yeah.
So it's very controversial. I hate to say when people say like it's a needed evil. So part of it is it creates environmental issues, and also it's located really close to like a neighborhood that has like older populations. Somebody mentioned earlier about the blight. So one of the blight programs is where the city has all of these lots that people have lost because either like they've died or their families have left, and so like there's like this tax situation. And like I got a property, a plot of land in one of those neighborhoods for free, and I just put a community garden on it. So essentially those turbines, they found space like that. The problem is they're smack dab in the middle of people's everyday life. It's just dangerous to them. We've already had significant historical.
The left is already shrinking. You guys are going to be non-existent in the next 10 years.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'd like to still say what I was thinking when you asked me what I was thinking.
That shit is going out the window. Go ahead.
I would still like to. Okay.
Go ahead.
There we go. So, when it comes to political and violence in America, nothing is new under the sun. America has been a politically violent time since its inception. We were born in political violence. And so any type of assertion that, like, now you're going to have to really be afraid of what to say because you can get shot out here, like that, someone saying that has, like, zero understanding of the country they live in. You're always supposed to worry about getting shot in America. We have a lot of motherfucking guns here. There's a reason that I don't build my career off of going around saying white people are the devil, because I don't want to get shot. And so I feel like maybe people who have been kind of brainwashed and honeydicked into believing that being an online public speaker means there should be an expectation of safety, maybe they should reconsider that, because in fact, historically speaking, going around saying things a bunch of people don't hear in America has always resulted in some form of violence that you have to be concerned about. If you are walking around the college campuses using people's humanity as content to build a net worth of $40 million while actively pushing policy that makes them feel at risk, you might actually be fomenting violence toward you that could be unexpected and heinous in nature. That's just whether you're saying something good, something great, something wrong, something evil. In America, going around saying things that put people under political threat oftentimes results in political violence. That's not something that I necessarily love, but it's been true for hundreds of years, and this country still moves forward. What I find interesting is that the people who represent the party that is most violent to American citizens are going around wagging their finger, telling people what to say. What happened to the facts don't care about your feelings crowd? Y'all were all facts don't care about your feelings till some cracker with no chin gets shot.
How
Where
bad
was
you
the
think
facts
they're
over
dying
feelings
man?
when we were talking about January 6th? Where's the
What?
facts over feelings when we were talking about the Hortmans? Where was facts over feelings when we were talking about George Floyd? Y'all had memes of George
Bro,
Floyd.
you fucking
Y'all had-
serious?
Y'all had memes of George Floyd with boots on his neck up and down. You were drawing cartoons of George Floyd getting executed. And
Just
nobody
the
was
name
going
of goodbye,
around.
Who was
Penguin.
doing that?
A lot of Republicans.
Oh my fucking
A lot of
god! This
Republicans.
guy's
A whole lot of them.
articulate. You are
Also, the
desperate, sir.
dictators.
And
I'm
I
just
get
right.
it.
You don't got
You're
nothing to say to
desperate
this. You got no
because
facts.
you've lost the
You
moral
got no
high
facts.
ground.
You got no facts.
we
Your
have
side has lost the moral high ground.
got no
That's
facts.
why you're grasping for
King,
straws.
you got no facts. You're in denial of the facts. You're brainwashed.
look. He has to have a little bit.
I'm brainwashed?
Yes, you're brainwashed. You are
Articulate.
brainwashed.
Your
You are
side
a
is
evil
going to be
mind.
non-existent.
You're a
in
pea-brained
10
man.
years.
You're a
Your side
pea-brained
is
man.
going to
You
be
don't know anything.
non-existent
Yeah,
in
talk
10
about the
years.
Jews.
It's going to be
Talk more
laughable
about the Jews,
to
King.
call yourself a leftist in 10 years.
Okay, what are you going
I
to threaten?
promise
You're threatening
that is where we're
eradication?
going. I
What are you
promise
threatening
that is
eradication
where
of the
we're
left?
All right,
You're going to come kill us?
going. You guys are going
You're
to be
gonna come kill us?
pariahs. Pariahs.
Okay, what are you going to put us in camps?
No, what are you talking
Okay, then
Bro,
stop threatening.
you guys do that. Stop it.
Look, doctor, that's
you
what
don't-
that's what you guys
what's
do.
wrong with you?
Retard.
What's
Doctor, don't you remember cancel culture?
What's
No?
up, faggot?
What about
What's up,
cancel
man?
culture, Lord Nas?
This is
So
hilarious.
you're even dismissing it. You're even
I'm asking
dismissing
you to
it.
expound. I'm asking you to expound.
Articulate.
The
What about-
leftist went against Janet Carano,
That's
a
your
few other
biggest
actors
issue.
that
You need fucking
that
bro.
made the claim that COVID was similar to Nazi Germany's.
Perfect representation of what's wrong with this country, right? Is this lack of ability to come to a middle ground because there's this idea that you need to win here, right? But you're sacrificing the unity of the union by constantly saying aggressive shit towards one another. Why can't we be a little bit nuanced and come to an understanding?
I wasn't
that, hey,
nuanced. He just
this
called me a
shit
dumb
exists.
pussy for an hour, for like 15 minutes straight. I
You
brought
have to
data.
understand the way you speak and your personality really doesn't
Yes,
allow
like,
for
I know
conversation
Republicans
to
hate
take
my-
place. I'm
What?
not a Republican.
I'm not talking about you,
I'm a
Haga.
fucking Democrat. Bro.
I'm not talking about you,
It's just
Haga.
the way you approach the conversation, right, can be polarizing and divisive as well. You're not wrong about the statements you're making, and neither is he to
No,
an
King's wrong.
extent. No, so you're 100% right.
In this particular instance,
100%
yes.
right.
No, I don't represent the left. In this particular debate, I've been 100% right. Wrong about
You
nothing.
made a good point about the, group psychology of like him being a polarizing shit starter and then somebody getting the heinous idea and committing that heinous act, right, which is murder.
Yeah, I said
I've
zero
been-
wrong things. King said a lot of wrong
been
things. It's
preaching
not my
that
fault.
for a week, but to say that the left also doesn't villainize the right.
I never
we
said they
fucking
don't.
do all the time. You were implying it, bro.
No, I didn't. Nobody
Just like
asked me
he
that.
was wrong about the George Floyd shit. Solomon,
What are you talking
have
about?
not seen the PTRs on this app?
I'm not
People
representing. I don't
who
have to respond to all. Look at my PTR. It literally includes left-wing violence. We account for 10% of the political violence.
Oh, I didn't look at your PTR.
That's the breakdown of the political violence in America. The left clearly
All I
does
see
it.
is Batman right now eating a
Oh, hold on. Refresh. There's a whole chart there from the Cato Institute. Of course there's leftists who say extreme things. And this shooter might have been leftist. But the data shows that
10%
left
wrong.
is not wrong.
It is
This
wrong.
shooter was a.
Get better data. Get better.
This
Get the
shooter
data.
was a.
You
Get
know,
the data, Monica.
You know what's so crazy here,
It was
guys?
Get the data, Monica.
You'd never think it, but I had a lot of disagreements with Charlie. That's the reason why whenever we had conversations in here for like the last 2.5 years, he never really came up. We never really used him as a reference or this or that because there were a lot of things believed Did I
You
disagree?
didn't like him because he was pro-Israel, but
What
you
was
didn't hate him
interesting
because he was
articulate. You were look.
You didn't like him because he was pro-Israel.
Articulate. You are not a main character, bro. Chill out. I
I am the
appreciate
main character.
you're not.
I'm
So
definitely the main
hang on.
character.
What's interesting What's interesting is the last 2 years, or essentially I'd say the last 6 to 8 months, he really started to change, right? And I think a lot of people, and that's what I love about Twitter and Elon buying Twitter, is that now we get all the information, the good, bad, and the ugly. All of it gets put out in a way where we can all look and see what's true, what's not, blah, 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 this and that. And people have done an excellent job
Terry Newsom. See you at Hard Rock Casino.
his change, documenting it like, hey, look, guys, you can literally see Charlie starting to change his positions, this and that, blah, blah, come to the other side, those type of things. It's all documented. And I feel bad now because I'll be honest, I kind of wrote Charlie off a couple years ago because I felt like I had changed, way drastically to where he was not somebody I no longer had to keep up with. Surprisingly though, the thing that brought me back to following him or seeing what he was doing, at least, because I still had disagreements, was when I learned TPUSA, which I'd known about when they first started TPU years ago, right? But when I learned TPUSA specifically was involved in, ushering Trump back into the office, and I was shocked to hear that. I was shocked to learn that. I was like, wait, when did TPUSA become a fucking? When did they start doing this?
Let me
ask you a question,
Finding out
you don't make 40 million as a college.
You gotta learn to come on, bro.
Let's build right now. Let me ask you a question, Solomon. Do you think that Trump is a divisive figure?
You said, do I think he's a divisive figure? Yes, I do.
So you could agree with him that Trump is, if not the most, but one of the most rising presidents we've ever had?
Yeah. He is, yeah.
So if you...
But that's a good thing. That's what we need for the president.
This is where
This
we
is
disagree,
exactly
right?
This
is where we disagree.
Yeah, that is where
This
we
is
want
why-
violence
this is
against the
why
left.
I
Oh, you gotta get the
criticize
photos and
Obama,
call it a
right? Because it's the same divisive...
Obama wasn't
came
like
in
I would
from
disagree. I
Trump.
don't think it's the same. I would agree,
Every president.
I would agree that Obama is
Obama
as
didn't say
divisive,
the right wing
but
needs to be
in a
destroyed.
different way.
Obama didn't call the right wing enemies of
Neither
the
of you
state.
will allow
Biden
did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, Biden did.
No,
He said that the most dangerous group in America
He said
was MAGA
extreme
Republicans.
is.
I'm sorry, dude.
No,
That's
listen to
That's
the speech.
strange.
You can pull up the
But
transcript.
way to move the
He said-
goalposts.
Okay, but Obama is the reason why it was necessary.
Hinge match.
Hang on,
Once a
they're
train
the same
ticket.
person. I don't
Yes,
think
because of the race war thing.
I don't think a president that's like, oh, let's all
Nothing
work
to do with
together,
race,
be
Starkey.
together. I don't think that's the president America needs right now. I got to be honest with you.
The president's job is to
sneaky
uphold
dude. What is the word divisive? Everybody that enters into the arena
Imagine
with
someone
a
with
different.
snake
Hold on, brother. Come on.
Yes, he's doing a false equivalent.
Damn, bro.
Let's come over talk about
Fuck,
false
bro.
equivalent.
Yo, articulate.
I'm
Stop
not the only one
interrupting
talking about
everybody,
you.
bro.
I'm not the only one
That
talking
shit's
That shit's mad annoying.
Damn, bro.
6 months, dog. Come on, be real.
All right, so can I go?
What did I say? What did I
Let
say?
Simone go.
What did I
Can I
actually
go or
say?
not, man?
What did I
He
actually
was
say?
about to tell
Represent
you.
what
He
I
was just
said.
about to tell you.
Represent what I actually.
Yes, you asked King, do you think Donald Trump is a divisive figure? King said, yes. Do you think that he's the most polarizing president? King said, yes, that's what we need. You said, oh, that's where we disagree. Oh, Barack Obama, that's the problem. Am I on the right track?
Nigga, fuck.
Where was,
Am I on the right
That's
track?
where was the sneaky?
That nigga Obama's a YN, bro. Obama's a YN, nigga.
No,
Fuck Obama.
hold up. Don't change what you were trying to do.
What's
a YN? What's a YN?
Where was
It's a
that?
young
What's a
nigga.
YN?
Mike, it's a young nigga.
All
A
right,
young nigga. That nigga YN. He
So now
deported
that you
more
messed up
immigrants
my
than
joke,
anybody.
Samoa, let him explain.
All right, so
how
now that
this
you
really-
messed up my joke, the point I was making is that when people say divisive, what they're really saying, and they kind of use this term, as if it's the launching pad to say, hey, this guy's a racist or a bigot or something like that. So if you listen to the words that lefties are using now whenever they talk about Charlie Kirk, it's always the term divisive. But divisive...
No, I said racist bigot.
Wait, hold on. Divisive is what you actually need, healthy engagement of an exchange of ideas. People need to be uncomfortable.
Which is why
Cook this.
I founded.
So this is everybody agrees it's time to snowball the mic around. I see how that goes.
Question.
Y'all ready to get some of this curry, bro?
Right, Samoa, did I bring up race?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
When did I bring
No,
up
he didn't. Hagop did not bring up race.
I bring up race, bro?
He didn't bring up race. But
Race is what we need right now.
Hagop, you got to be honest that
You need a
Samoa making who was noise trolling? Yo, stop the fucking noise trolling. You have to be honest, Hagop, that Samoa making the inference is based off of a rational understanding of how these patterns work when we're talking politics or using certain words, phrases, X, Y, Z. He's not out of line for making that judgment, right? Like I don't think he is.
Every president can be deemed as being divisive due to the fact that half of the
my nigga
supporting
Eric.
one over another. Oh yeah, brother, you gotta watch out for Eric, bro. This little snake.
No, me and Eric are on a generational run right now, Samoa. Generational run, bro.
Y'all never want to actually like really challenge your ideas
Eric
long enough to find out how wrong you are. You just pass it off to
Somebody
somebody
else
else.
that dramatic cuts the lady. Hey, Brock.
Cooking his
You use official
Wait, hold
internet
on,
cuts
Samoa.
in
Hold on,
USA.
Samoa. You said 7 years, Samoa. You gotta show me 7 years, Samoa.
Alright, active filmmaker philosophy.
You funny, Samoa. But no, hang on. Trump is definitely, he is the type of president. And this is what, look, hang on. For all the divisiveness,
right now.
you and I would agree he has. You can't ignore that he got the popular vote.
It's the
same way. It's the same way. Hold on, go.
So
It's the
somebody
same
makes
way.
right argument for you. You don't hate
People,
violence.
when
You
you
hate violence
remember
from
the
people you
reports,
disagree with.
articulate. You interrupt me one more time.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck,
because I already asked you a billion times.
Let the man speak. Let him talk.
So good. I'm glad you don't give a fuck. I don't either. So good. Hagop, it's very interesting that Trump espouses the same characteristics we see for very successful CEOs. Steve Jobs was well known for being divisive and being one who was stubborn and stuck to what he wanted. When you go down the list of individuals, especially men, who've been great in their lives, they've never been one of those people who are willing to compromise or get along to get along. As a matter of fact, it's funny, if you guys watch the show that HBO made years ago called Rome, go watch that show and look at what Julius Caesar, the reason why Caesar ended up dying and being stabbed in his back, because he was a nigga that wanted to be cool with everybody. Go watch the show, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Hang on. The reality is, when men are great in life, they are divisive, bro. That's a fact. Even Christ, even our Lord and Savior was a divisive man.
But you were wrong on a few things, right? The United States is a combination of multiple different people. It's not a melting pot, right? It's more like a gumbo. It's a combination of multiple different people who have different ideologies and different perspectives on life.
trying to hit us with
And different. What do you mean, bro? Gumbo makes sense, man. They're all ingredients separate, contributing to a melting pot implies that everybody gets
goulash. That's what it is.
Which means to be politically eliminated.
Blended. Goulash is too blended, bro. And it's kind of disgusting. I like gumbo
I never seen
more.
Obama on WWE, nigga. I never seen Obama.
That's what Gold, that's facts. Look, Hagop, look.
We got the coolest president, nigga. Niggas love Trump before Trump was even Trump.
I've been more
Whatever rocks you bro.
right there. But Trump is
People
say
want that one to be
No, I'm saying niggas loved Trump before he was even Trump.
reference it.
Yeah, that's
Obama even referenced him. That's something to be, bro.
And then all of a sudden,
This nigga Obama had a video the other day talking about gay BCs.
Fuck Obama, man.
The masses only.
Hold on. Real quick. Have you ever heard Trump say?
Exactly what you guys are doing now.
Have you ever heard Trump say that kids should their gay BCs at 4 years old?
That's
and that every young boy. Hold on. Every young boy. I quote. Every young boy should have a gay man in his life.
Yeah, that was crazy hearing that.
That was crazy, nigga.
Crazy hearing that. He did say that.
He did.
Obama's a faggot. So.
no,
You said
And
what, Mike?
he gave another politician fellatio for crack cocaine.
You guys are in.
No, that's a full context. He's a war criminal, and nobody can.
Wait, hold on. Let Mike talk.
I endorse that fucking behavior. That is not true. You can be critical of multiple people, regardless of what side you're on. It shouldn't be difficult to criticize your former president as a Democrat who voted.
Can I ask you a question, Hack Pop?
I voted for Obama, by the way.
Hack Pop, let me ask you a question.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, so
You're
because
taking too many
people are like,
phones
oh my
and
God,
things.
Solomon, you're a Republican. No, I voted for Obama, retards.
And you know what's so funny?
Solomon, you're a Republican.
And you know what's so funny?
Hey, Greg, how can the
Niggas
U.S.
persecute-
officially make us?
Niggas persecute Donald Trump.
And I regret that vote.
Navy, good luck.
Niggas were
No, I'm saying that niggas.
Bad Obama, bad
Hold on.
Jinx, you know what's so crazy, Jinx?
Jinx, let me get this shit off. Let me get this shit off real quick.
I got you. Jinx, the first time Trump ran, I disliked him. I didn't vote for him. So go ahead, Gold.
I was gonna say that niggas always want to be hating on Trump and talk about this immigration shit when Obama is the only U.S. president on the face of this earth that deported more immigrants than any other U.S. president on the planet. 3 million more immigrants than any other U.S. president.
About this yesterday.
But I'm just saying, but it's funny how.
Hold up, it's not funny. Let's ask the most Republican person in this room, maybe the second next to Dr.
Which is
Ricky Responsible. Monica, did I not call that out 5 minutes ago?
Well, my phone died, so I wasn't here for that. I'm the one that started the Obama bullshit.
Well, I just want Monica to actually stand on business. Did I not call out the divisive rhetoric, the immigration and the war and indiscriminate
I actually
bombings?
thought you were trolling because I wasn't used to you making that position.
Hey, Greg, how can the U.S.
I can
officially
even
make
ask Eric
cuts
now.
to the U.S.
I've held this position for a long time.
So you agree with me?
Country's downward spiral started.
No, this is a psychological, manipulating tactic that he's doing right now.
Fascism became the regular, and fascism became what we were leading to when Obama, as president, one, racialized every single speech, every single issue, lied to his constituency,
overexerted his power in every chance that he could get.
Yes.
Expanded the U.S. drone and strikes in countries like Pakistan and Yemen and Somalia.
If what Trump's doing right now. So look at the psychological manipulation that's going on right now, bro.
Is bad.
So we're gonna move to
Shitty.
That nigga is the white enemy reporting chief.
Shit, I'll take fascism over progressivism any day.
Look at this psychological
Progressives have lost their
That nigga's a YN deporter in chief.
have lost their minds.
Can I talk now?
He's a YN deporter in chief,
If you're
nigga.
forgetting, the progressives are also mad talking shit about Gavin Newsom. And I know you're a Gavin Newsom fan.
Wait, but
And these progressives are.
fascism is against our Constitution.
All right, can I talk
So
now?
is progressivism.
Look at all the people that lost existing plans when insurers dropped
I
non-controversial.
said this is what you call fascism. I didn't say the true meaning of fascism. I said if
I didn't
this
try to use your IP, I used mine. I'm also not relevant, nor do I compulsively. I also didn't notice Mike tries to attack you. All
Yes, so
lies.
can I make this quick comment?
Congressman, since you definitely get higher, I do not appreciate tax.
I'm sorry.
Perhaps you have one too
Come
many
on, let me get my shot in
vaccines.
real quick. All right, so Hagab
Hi,
is
Emily. What specifically is libel?
psychologically
Yes.
manipulating people by neutralizing counter arguments, by punching Mr. Barack Obama Hussein in the face, so that whenever he talks about Donald Trump, he gets free. What? Free reign. That shit's so
Free
corny.
reign, nigga.
That shit's so corny. Come on, bro.
Actually, it's a tactic. I use it
No, he's
myself.
a critic of
Yeah, I do
nature.
too. I do.
He's a critic of nature.
Cornball nigga.
Yes.
Niggas voted, let's be honest, niggas voted for Obama because he was.
Alright, bro.
I'll be honest, I did.
Bro, y'all doing the same shit. Bro, look, we all got we got you, bro. We gonna go
I voted for Obama because he was black, and I regret it.
Shout out to you, King.
I just want to say, every time a centrist or a classical liberal speaks in this room, this is what it's like in my PTR. We're constantly fighting off both sides who want us to be as radical as you guys are. And, you know, fucking pick and choose. Fuck that, bro. Call it out for what it is.
Look, Obama, I'm not trying to argue with you, okay?
Just
I'm not trying to argue.
in this room. Did you guys see all those emojis?
Insane state.
I'm not trying to argue with you, Papa. I agree with you.
I put a laughing emoji that came to them.
Children taking too many Pfizer
Who's a
vaccines.
fascist organization. You have the Groypers, who's a fascist organization.
The
You have all of
Groypers.
these fascist
Sure,
fucking
watch your YouTube live.
speakers and
Good
political.
Now we got
pundits.
Trantifa.
Now we got Trantifa, you know?
Oh my God.
Not Trantifa is crazy.
Oh my God.
You know, this nigga is diabolical.
I might just beat up gold tonight. That's what I'm up for.
Granny's against fascism?
I'm sorry, Jinx. I apologize for the inconvenience.
Were you abused by a member
This
of the
is
Catholic Church in Illinois when you were
No,
coming
no, I don't know back on, but I just
coming in 2020?
Because here's the thing, I balance it out because I hate Obama, but I also hate George W. Bush. So
Fuck both of those niggas. I don't even keep singles in my wallet, nigga.
Bush is the same as
How
Biden.
could you hate
That nigga's teeth are terrible.
George Bush was just as bad. He's like the shit that he.
I'm sorry, was you talking to me?
Yeah, that's the question. That's the question, Battle. Here's the question, Battle. How long is that going to last, right? Here's the question. How long is that going to last as a deterrent? And what happens after they go away? Because if you're saying as a victim of gun violence, right, you want that to be a deterrent. But how long are you going to be able to keep the National Guard in place, realistically? Because you know orders can only go for so long, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're right. We have an example. Yeah, we have an example of it going on in DC right now.
And Tony, in the Matrix.
You're in the Matrix, face. You're in the Matrix. You're in the Matrix.
Okay, well, Antonio gets out of the Matrix. I just want to welcome Cameron on stage. Cameron is also from Memphis. If you want to jump into this conversation and get him, Cameron, and get him gone. I heard you say that you also are a victim of shootings. So if you want to speak to that as well.
I don't really want to say too much. I think I shot him. That's all I gotta say.
And then there was a question from Tiffany for Antonio as well. It was, what would have prevented your incident? So I'm assuming that's referring to the shooting. So if you have thoughts on, we know now the National Guard is coming in, but in general, what could have prevented what happened?
In my situation, I'm keeping it real. Like, that shit wouldn't go stop me. Like, it was just more so the fact. I'm young, you feel me? I graduated high school age when I'm 19. So, the shit that the experience and been through, like, motherfuckers can't relate to me. Like, I got set up by a female told me come on. And some niggas trying to kill me. But they only hit me one time, they only hit me in the head. But, that's how I feel, shit.
Are you out of that?
I'm getting college shit.
Let him finish talking. Go ahead.
What I was saying, I said the National Guard was going to be to prevent what happened to me. Shit, I got shot in South Memphis on Preston Road. Shit, it's been most the really struggle areas in the city for real, on some real shit. And the National Guard, they don't come in shit bad areas for real. You see what they were doing? They standing at national, popular places and shit. They were standing at the White House in DC, you feel me? So I feel like it's all for power and perception. Trump,
Are you in the National Guard now?
Hell no. I told you I'm 19. I'm a church.
Are you away from the situation that almost got you killed maybe 6 months ago?
No, Nah, I'm still in the city. I live in Germantown, though, so I'm in another section.
So those people that wanted to kill you 6 months ago, they're still around.
Yeah, shit, I can't even say too much, but you know.
This doesn't sit well with me. I'm gonna be honest. So
He can't talk about the
So what is the
situation.
National Guard gonna do? That's why I be like,
That's what I'm saying.
no, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking, is he getting away from like the situation? And it sounds like he's not, and it doesn't sit well.
So look, this is one step of me, you know, just fixing my life and my shit together. I live in Germantown now. Germantown, a nice part of Memphis. You feel me? Like it's a side of town with not too much, you know, bullshit going on, but you know, it's a chill side. So that's one step. I done got away from that situation first, but it ain't just like a nigga still in good on bullshit. But I told you I'm a whole electrician right now. I'm getting my shit together. So I'm speaking from experience, bro. Like a lot of this shit.
That's good.
A lot of this shit just come from us not having like the right mentors, you feel me? Like no after school programs, no shit that we can do after school, you feel me? Like nothing. Like we don't even got the right education system. Like we in class and teachers like real life just like act like us, you feel me? They act like us. So like we can't really learn them from them. So I ain't gonna lie, it's just a lot of bullshit.
what do you mean they act like us?
They basically like try to fit in with the kids on some shit, like, you know, I ain't gonna lie.
Maybe about to cry. Like,
So it's the reason why the teachers do that, though, right?
Social media.
No, they do that because the atmosphere of the classroom, they do that so they can have some little bit of control over the classroom instead of being run over by the kids who acting like that.
When I mean act like us, I mean actually act like us. They walk in the bathroom, they see us smoking a vape, they'll fuck around. Yeah, just hide it from this dude, hide it from him, hide it from him.
Because they know
it's a lot of bullshit.
Because if they try to take it, they might get their ass.
Nah, but they still wrong for that now. Come on now.
And then in class,
To consider off mic, go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna
They
say
gonna
something
do
to
it. They
consider.
gonna do it.
Also, to the point, I can't think of the names. The person just dropped it in a chat, and these conversations we're having around education. So you know, we get tripped up a lot on that whole conversation of should teachers get paid $100,000. So I have a teacher living in my rental property right now. So she had to provide me her contract. She is teaching in a school in a pretty, I would call it a rough neighborhood. It's not a horrendous neighborhood. It's just the kids don't have a lot of oversight is what I would say, kind of when school isn't in. She only is getting paid $58,000 a year. Yes. And one of the things that I have, and this is here in Memphis, and one of the things that I have to do because think about it, I don't want to, I was originally going to school for education at a point, but once I saw what they got paid, I knew that I couldn't survive. Like, who can survive off of $58,000? She has a roommate. But one of the things that you think about is you're not going to get quality teachers if they're only making $58,000. The condo that I rent her, I actually rent it for about $700 less than market, just to make sure that she could afford it, because I knew she was coming here to teach. And then she was able to get a roommate. So if the teachers here, which should be an adult job per se, only make $58,000, what are we expecting for, you know, the education that they're providing to the students to be when they're barely making it?
Am I crazy? Because that sounds like a lot of money to me. Am I crazy?
It depends on where you live, and I'm gonna say this. In 2008, when I first started working for when I first started working for a government agency, I was pulling in $35 a year. This was in 2008, and I was working a very important government agency that was in charge of protecting children. Just saying.
yeah.
So if you're making $58,000 after taxes, you're lucky if you're bringing home $40,000.
Yeah.
So just imagine what and just if you have student loans, think about, and if you're single and you don't have any kids, you're definitely getting taxed to the high heavens. So think about, it's not really much to come home with at the end of the day.
No, it's definitely not. But that's another major problem is these government agencies, not necessarily teaching because they're better funded than other agencies, but a lot of very, very, very important government agencies are underfunded, and since they provide basic services to people and help facilitate basic services, they, quote, don't have the money to really pay the workers. I wish if our private information wouldn't been, put out there, I could give more details. But it was really, really difficult. So when it came to make the decision to stay or go, I just chose to leave because I was like, I could literally go to Costco and make more money and get a discount on groceries.
So I just did, sorry, I'm in HR, so I got all this stuff. I just did a quick paycheck calculator. If you make 58 annually, and I just put in some numbers for like the average person that pays insurance at this other organization, the take home every 2 weeks is $1,500.
Sounds about right.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, so you're bringing home $3,000 a month, and if your rent is $1,000, and you've got a car note, you got whatever, I mean, you can gobble that up in no time.
But also, whose rent is $1,000? You gotta think about that.
And in that year, the house that I rented, that was the first house I rented, I ended up buying it. My rent was $750 a month, and I'm only gonna say this since my spouse ain't out here, but that was one of the reasons I got married because I needed 2 income. Like I could not fucking do it.
Not that's one of the reasons.
Aren't you admitting that? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Why are you trusting the people in this room?
One of the reasons.
That's why I said
You be saying that on this app.
You ain't shit.
I know that's right.
Ain't shit on a stick.
You ain't shit. Ain't shit on a stick.
No, but
I
like
love you and your salary.
And that's definitely a problem. Memphis sounds like they got a lot of problems, and the National Guard ain't gonna stop near one of them because it's just no. They can be like security guards at the mall if you want to, because I've seen some security. I seen some shit go down at the mall with the security guards there as well. So I don't understand it, but if you guys need to have it there, you feel more comfortable. You guys live there, so the onus is on you guys of how you want to handle it.
No, but seriously,
y'all can't do anything about it. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, like y'all think this is normal? Like we elect a president, they take office, boom, boom, boom. They do things. They sign executive orders. Next thing you know, they're deploying the National Guard to Memphis. Like it doesn't make sense. Like this is not a normal presidential progression. Like it's stupid.
It's not.
Why is the president in Memphis?
It's not just the National Guard. It's the DEA. It's ICE.
It's everybody.
Right. They're swarming all these people into an urban area, like y'all are what's the word I'm looking for? Like y'all are in what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God. Like y'all are in Iraq somewhere. Like y'all are like y'all in Gaza somewhere. Like I don't think y'all really understand what is really happening. You're putting y'all into a situation where y'all are going to literally become like the hunted. And y'all are the prey.
You have a million checkpoints everywhere you want to go.
Yes, and it's insane to me. And you think that the military presence makes you safe? It doesn't, sweetheart. It doesn't, because again, there's no long end game sum. Because again, this is a waste of taxpayer dollars, and you guys are gonna feel this.
Remember, we were supposed to be saving all this money with Doge and all that stuff.
Right. Hold tight,
how much money?
Hold tight, Ron. Hold tight. I don't think you guys understand that state money, right, is being used to do this, right? Because once they convert the money to Title 10, yes, they can use Title 10 money. But if they take that out of the state fund, you guys are fucked.
So, Rez, have they confirmed how they're going to do it yet? I was curious.
There's been a lot of playing around with the word game on how they're gonna do this. That's what I'm saying to y'all. So you need to be very careful, because how they activate this, how they start the activation, and then once they go around doing all of this, they're going to use it to manipulate how they're going to implement this. And it's not going to be good on any level, because at the end of the day, let me tell y'all something. However they do this and the funding and how this is all going to play out, I'm telling y'all, there's literally, I don't know if Lisa was able to pull the thing, they're taking $500 million of HBCU money as we speak in funding. You know where that money's gonna, how that money's gonna hurt you guys? Because they're doing all of this shit. And here's what I'm talking about. And you guys don't understand that when this bill comes to fruition next year, that big, beautiful bill, after they cut everything else, after they spent all this money and jack up the fucking, jack up the fucking economy, people are going to feel the wrath of this shit next year. Watch what I'm telling y'all. You may not be feeling the pain right now, but y'all gonna feel the pain next year. This shit gonna come swift. And a lot of people are gonna hold tight. Watch what I say. Watch what I'm telling y'all. This time next year, it's not gonna look good, y'all. It's not gonna look good. And they're gonna be scrambling, and they're gonna be giving y'all bullshit ass excuses, because here's what's gonna happen. The midterms are coming next year. And they're gonna turn around and circle it and spin it and spin it and spin it and say, yeah. And they're gonna hold all this shit back. And they're gonna fuck you again.
Hold on. I want to comment to somebody in the chat who said they just gave HBCUs $500 million.
No, they took it.
Oh, he said they gave.
No, they took it.
They did.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
They did that on Trump's. They did that on Trump's first term. That's probably what he's referring to. I think Trump gave a large lump sum of money to HBCUs in his first term. That's probably what he's talking about.
Yeah,
he didn't.
He did not.
The first time around, he announced money that was already
allocated. Right. And the money had been allocated under Obama.
Reallocated it away.
Right.
Just so we're
and
clear.
Then he took the money that time. So this money was allocated, and he's taking the money back again.
But he made sure he got that photo op with the HBCUs, right?
That part. Right, because that's what he did the first time. Yes, that's the first time he did that shit. Right. This time he ain't got his master folks this time in the White House, because if you remember, his first termers ain't nowhere around. Diamond died and Silk ain't nowhere around, and all the rest of the step in the fetching, they all on X. But ain't none of them in the White House this time around. You don't see what's her name? What's her name? None of them. Omarosa ain't around. None of them. And they didn't even bring a second set of them around. This time they got an ex-football player as the HUD secretary, right? But you don't see Ben Carson nowhere around at all. Period. Point blank. Full friggin' stop. Right. They brought it down to the minimum. They brought it down to the bare basics. And listen.
Reg. I'm going to talk. I want to say something. I know you, when you get on your spiel, you never stop, but I want to say something, and please don't interrupt me, okay? They announced today, all right? The Trump administration announced Monday that nearly $500 million in federal cuts will be redirected to historically black college and universities and tribally controlled college and universities, okay? They took money from the Hispanic universities, all right?
And that's what I wanted to ask you about.
And they redirected the money to the HBCUs,
All right.
What Hispanic colleges? Where's their Hispanic college?
You know what? I'm posting it in the chat.
Hold on.
The point is this.
Post it in the chat.
Wait, hold up, guys. Let Rob finish his statement so we can figure out what he's talking about so I can look it up.
Here is the point. Here is the point.
By the way, how you doing? By the way, we know.
Yeah.
So Ross, post it in the chat when you're done talking.
Oh, what's up, my boy? What's up?
I just posted it.
Okay, hold on, you guys. Hold on.
Yeah,
Just
fuck
give
you
me
too,
a second
Rose.
here.
What up?
Give me a second, you guys. Okay, so let me know when I can jump in.
Not yet. Let me ask you a question, Lisa. Did you guys talk about the through that Delta State?
No.
Okay. That was to Lisa. It wasn't to you.
Patient.
I just looked it up.
Wait, hold on, y'all, please. Let's just get some, because Patient just dropped another. I got too much going on here. Can you just tell us what you're talking about? Because I have like three
I'm trying to ask
screens.
you guys. I've been out all day. But yeah.
No, I know. You saw what I put in Telegram. Don't be coming here.
I told you I was at. I messaged you where I had to go. Anyway.
You ain't told me nothing.
Okay, yeah. So,
Okay.
the 21-year-old student found hung at Delaware State on a tree or something by a pickleball court. And they're saying they don't think it's any foul play.
Oh, yeah. They dropped that in politically correct, but that's on my list for tonight.
That's stupid.
Okay, so can I read what it says? Okay.
Okay, hold on, guys. Can we just, I'm getting whiplash. So we're gonna talk about the guy that was found dead, hung, on the college campus, and then also we gotta go to Elon Musk, over in where the hell was he today? At some I think it was a Ku Klux Klan rally or some shit, where it was like hundreds of thousands of people there, all white men. We got a lot to talk about. So now we got a whole nother subject that has been dropped, and this is about the HBCUs. I have an article up. If somebody wants to go ahead and get it, talk about it. If not, I have an article up. Let me know what's going on. Go ahead, Reg. You talking about the HBCU part now?
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to read it. Okay, so it says the Trump administration is redirecting $500 million in federal funding toward historical Black colleges and tribal colleges, one-time investment covered primarily by cuts to other colleges serving large numbers of minority students. The Education Department announced the funding boost days after cutting $350 million from other grants, mainly programs reserved for colleges that have large numbers of Hispanic students. Agency leaders said most of these grants were unconstitutional. They are available to only colleges with an amount of minority enrollment thresholds. The Education Secretary, Rittman, says these changes will redirect money away from ineffective and discriminatory programs toward those who support student success. The department has carefully scrutinized our federal grants, ensuring that taxpayers are not funding racially discriminatory programs, but those programs which will promote merit and excellence in education. The department is also redirecting about $60 million toward charter schools and $137 million towards American history and civil grants. President Trump in January issued the executive order and the agency to repurpose federal money towards charter schools and other school initiatives. It's the amount of one-time federal boosting of a 48% increase to HBCUs and doubles funding for tribal colleges, is what the department says. The department is flexing its power to repurpose discretionary fundings to match the president's purpose priorities, made possible through a stopgap funding through a bill passed by Congress this year that gives the executive branch more authority over spending decisions. Trump has long called himself a HBCU champion. During his first term, he added $250 million. This is what it says. I'm just reading it. this year, he signed an executive order that pledged in the White House with his advisory board and other support for HBCUs. The education department said the money comes from programs that are found not to be in the best interest of students and families, and it previously that other minority serving grants would be redirected to these programs that are not based and rely on racial quotas. The person familiar with this decision said the money will also be directed away from programs that support gifted and talented programs, magnet schools, international education, teacher training. Most of the programs would be zeroed out in Trump's 2026 budget request, said a person who was not authorized to discuss this decision and spoke to this decision in anonymity. Last week's cuts to Hispanic Serving Institution program reverses a decades of precedents. Congress created a program in 1998 finding Latino students were going to college and graduating at a far lower rate than white students. The department has also cut several other smaller programs for colleges that serve certain percentages of Asian American, Black, and Native students. The cuts drew swift blowback by Democrats who said that the programs have long had a bipartisan support and fueled social mobility for working class Americans. A memo in July from the Department of Justice. I'm just about to finish. A memo from the Department of Justice argues that the Hispanic Serving Institution and grants are unconstitutional. The department declined to defend the program suit brought upon the state of Tennessee and the State of Fair Admissions Anti-Affirmative Action Group. So apparently this is getting ready to go to court. That's all I'm going to say.
It's 107 HBCUs in the country. 500 billion divided by 107 equals up to about $4 billion.
You say how many you said, bro? How many did you say?
107. 107.
No.
So y'all remember under the Biden administration, they had put they put $1 billion in education funding. What happened was back in June, remember we were talking about this shit, there was a pause on the education grants. Mm-hmm. So once that pause or whatever freeze was put on those funds, they ended up releasing them. So it's nothing new. This is something, I think the last date under the Biden administration would have been 2025. It all started Bush extended it. Obama did some other shit. Then so did Trump. Trump did some things as well. But Biden he infused a lot of money. And that money was put on pause. Period. Yeah, and this was back in June. So I don't know what's going on with
the HBCU money is not going to be touched. Like you read a lot of things, but it's not going to be touched.
Did you land, Patty? Because I sure as hell didn't hear you.
Yeah, that was it.
I didn't land either. Okay, so that equals up to about 4.7 million per university. Just that's not doing nothing, honestly. $4.7 million per university if they even get it. So that 500 million is doing nothing. I landed.
Okay.
Biden gave 1.3 billion, and he didn't have to take it away from his back.
Okay, I got a little bit something. Oh, Jesus Christ, help me. I got a little bit. Ask Glorilla to come up, please. I got a little bit more.
Glorilla?
Yeah, come on, y'all. Come on, let me just do this. So let me do this here. This is a little bit shorter for you guys, and she's putting it where the goats can get it. So we always got to rely on a black woman. Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Jesus Christ here. All right. Let me see if I can do this. All right. One more time, y'all. Give me a minute, please.
So, y'all tell me how the Department of Education just decided to snatch $350
million away from minority-serving schools like HBCUs, HSIs, and more. So these schools that depend on this money to keep programs running, students supported, and teachers trained are just like in shock. And you want to know what the excuse is? They're calling the funding rules quotas and saying it's unconstitutional. Baby, please. These weren't no quotas. This was money that paid for science labs, tutoring, first-gen support, and resources that keep our kids in school instead of dropping out. And yes, they left behind about $132 million that's locked in by law, but let's be honest, in its totality, y'all, that's small money when you're taking away $300 and something million. Meanwhile, the big name schools with billion-dollar endowments just keep on eating, and HBCUs got to figure out how to stretch nickels into dollars. So, y'all tell me how.
That's it, y'all. So that's
but we do it. We do it though.
Yeah, you do.
Bonnie will.
You know what's crazy? Biden had the I know we've talked about this too. Y'all don't remember Biden had Department of Education send out 16 fucking letters to 16 goddamn governors saying where's the fucking HBCU money? Because the fucking HBCUs are being underfunded. A lot of them are under, what is it, y'all? Them grants, what do they call it? Land grants? Some shit. Wait, land grants?
There was land grants.
Something like the land grants.
And they owe these motherfucking schools money. And you somebody in the chat talking about $0 or 4.1 million. Pay them motherfucking money. Black, Brandy. You black as hell and got the nerve to say that shit.
Patty. Just for example, Prairie View A&M University in Prairie View, Texas, was built on what was once a slave plantation. That's how a lot of them were built on.
All right, we know what land grant college is. We know what land grant college is being, all right? We know what it is. Patty, you just said that. Patty, you just said that. So, unless someone can tell me differently, the monies that were allocated under the Biden administration, the Harris and Biden administration, that money is already earmarked. So Trump cannot take that back. All right. Under this Trump administration, they cut $500 million from HBCUs, but they found $500 million elsewhere. All right, in the budget. All right, to compensate for the $500 million that they
talking about. They froze the money back in June.
They stole the money from other minority colleges to take the money and reset it. That doesn't make sense. I literally
maybe they
read the article.
Money. I don't fucking know.
You're not even listening.
Listen, that's not how it works.
Oh my God, I literally read, sir. I literally read it to you that they took the money and literally said that the minority programs were not working. Lisa literally played the tape for you of it. You're not even listening. Yeah. Literally, Lisa played the tape for you, explaining to you that. Oh my God.
Sir. Dollars don't disappear. They just go from A to B. They took them from A and moved them to B.
Exactly. So why don't you explain that to her? Explain that to her.
They took I'm explaining it to you. They took them from where they were and moved them to another area. Why did they do that?
And it's not an extra $500 million. It was $500 million that was taken away and then put back.
That part. So you didn't give nothing to nobody.
So the point is,
you didn't give nothing to nobody.
You're back to where you started. So you're back to where you started.
You're not back to where you started. You literally stole from one set of minorities to give to another set of minorities.
You're back to where you started.
You steal from one set of minorities to give to another set of minorities? Make that make sense.
No, Rez, not only that.
I'm going on you.
Rez, you steal from a minority, right? Then you pay them back by stealing from another minority.
Exactly my point, Haitian. Exactly my point.
It's the same
what
dollar.
What sense does that make?
That's traveling. Like,
I'm gonna come slap a nigga and I'm gonna pay him back with
right. I'm gonna slap you then guess what? I'm gonna take that slap back, and then I'm gonna slap you back. What we talking about? What?
Like, he really cut me off when I was talking about the history of Prairie View A&M University to say something that was
Okay, tell us about Prairie View.
Brother, we know the history of the little land grant college in the U.S.
Yeah, little land grant college.
So let's talk about the history of the land grant. Let Rob go ahead and go on mute, because Rob will explain the history of the land grant.
Slave plantation.
What's the history of the land
And it's
grant?
so funny because I'm a TSU graduate, but you know.
What's the history of land grants, Ross?
He went to TSU?
I didn't go to HBCU.
Hey, let Ross tell us the history on land grants.
Oh, y'all Google it. All right, we don't need a.
No,
we don't
you
need
can
a.
tell
You know,
us.
history 10. Black history.
So the
101.
Morale Act.
Okay?
So the problem with this
HBCUs.
land grant shit is these white schools always had fucking.
Thank you.
They've always had fucking land.
Thank you.
And what happened was they said we got to get these Negroes out of our area because some of them are fucking going to school. So they fucking granted a piece of land for niggas to go to school. And now they still robbing fucking HBCUs. And it's crazy that Segregation Joe, whatever the fuck y'all want to call him, had to fucking send a letter through his Department of Education to say, get these motherfuckers their money back. 16 fucking governors. And guess where the fuck they from? The South.
Not too much on the South.
Oh yeah, we can put a lot of.
I don't
Okay,
mind.
so
I don't mind the rivalry we
hey,
have.
Alexander, hey, coming up, sweetie.
I don't mind the rivalry we have.
You know, you guys
Look, we got. Hold up, wait.
Ronald, you got to chill. This ain't the place for it.
brother.
What?
This ain't the place for it. Y'all just lost the Labor Day class. So chill. This ain't the place.
By 1 point, bitch.
Okay, so what I need to say here is that Mike P, you can come upstairs and we can have this conversation, and it will just be a conversation. We're not gonna be hollering and screaming back and forth, because I can't take medication nor drink, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I need something. This here, if you people on the right, and especially the ones that claim to be black, if y'all don't see the destruction of your community happen before your eyes, I don't know what else to tell you. We started off with Memphis. No. Let's back up. We started off with Los Angeles. Then we moved on to DC. Okay, when he was in LA, it was all about the Hispanics. Then we moved to DC, it's still about the Hispanics, but it's in the black neighborhoods. I guess the Hispanics are in the black neighborhoods or whatever. And then he threatened Chicago and calling Chicago the most dangerous city in the world. Now he's moving on to Memphis and he said, y'all savages. You heard him say it. I'm not going to replay it. Go listen to it for yourself. And then now, in the background, he is cutting everything that has to do with you. Everything. He's going into the goddamn museums because they don't want to see slavery. We don't want to hear nothing about slavery. But we're going to talk about the Holocaust till our fucking lips fall off. Then, after that, now cutting, he cut them. DEI program from his out. Now we're talking about taking money away from HBCUs. I mean, I don't know when you write MAGA Republicans, what in the fuck? You just keep on wanting to lose. You think you're going to be able to stay on the plantation while, like I said, the two coastals, we should just divide ourselves up. Coast, West Coast, East Coast, and let the middle belong to all y'all, and you could be on your plantation with your excuse me, everybody who's not in the room, who's not black, your white masters. Because I don't understand how you can be typing in the chat talking about we begging, all this kind of bullshit like that. I ain't begged for a fucking crumb my entire fucking life, okay? And for everybody else who think we're begging, you don't have a fucking clue. All these other places are getting money constantly. From Elon, he's on the list for tonight too. He's on the menu all the way fucking down. But when it's time for us to have money coming that we should be getting because we're citizens of this country, going into the HBCU universities, and you all don't want to do reparations, the least you could do is fund some darkies' educations. It's just crazy as hell. And we're begging. No one's begging shit. Somebody said the HBCUs are accustomed to making $1 out of 15 cents. Well, now you're going to have to make $1 out of half of a penny. So I don't even know what in the fuck you guys need to understand what is going on. And you, my friend, regardless of the fact that you think that you above all this, you over in the gated communities and bullshit like that, for you to think that it's not going to creep up and affect you is crazy. But then you're looking over your fence and laughing at everybody else. Pretty soon you're going to get eaten from the inside of your fence out. You're tolerated right now, as it seems. You're tolerated because we got white men in Hermosa Beach, or was it the other beach city?
Huntington Beach, I got you.
Yeah.
Huntington, baby.
It was one of the 8 cities, one of the HB cities. Fight. Fight what?
And the whitest of white beaches, okay?
Right. Exactly. Fight who? Fight what? You have everything. Just by the fact that your skin color is white, you are already 10 steps ahead of everybody else, if not more. So I'm reading the chat and I'm just like, all right. Y'all got it, because I'm on a soapbox. So let me just step down for a minute, and because this is really ridiculous that these universities were created for a reason. The White House, I'm reading this article here, despite the efforts in the White House larger campaign to eradicate anything resembling diversity, equity, and inclusion DE programs, Trump has shown interest in both terms in supporting has shown interest in both terms in supporting historically black colleges and universities, institutions created during Jim Crow era to serve black students denied education elsewhere that are now open to pupils of all races. So he's trying to take money from, you guys have seen others at HBCUs. Y'all, come on now, you got the damn near trip over them. There's a doctor I was working with, and he shocked the shit out of me when I was running my mouth again. And he is not black. He's not even brown. He told me he went to Howard in undergrad. I almost fell off my stool. Okay? Now he's making money in a white neighborhood. And there y'all in that office coming in to get help and discounts or whatever the fuck. Okay?
They go there on scholarship.
Yeah,
they do as minorities. I'm going on mute.
I'm going on mute too. Y'all can jump in.
So the minorities, well, the way there were like 2 that went to each school in around the 4 schools in the complex of schools that I went to. So it wasn't that many. I guess they're very good about like limiting that, but it was 1 white girl and the rest were Asians. So, I mean, I don't really have a problem with 8 students out of 4 schools.
They do that. But like, if you look at a school like Texas Southern University, where their pharmacy school is full of Asians and shit like that, they don't do good at putting locks on their doors.
Ooh, hello.
Well, I will say, I don't. There's a double-edged sword.
Wait, who just said that?
So there's a double-edged sword with that, because like Tuskegee is also one of those schools, but I don't know what Southern's, if that's like pharmacy is like
Texas Southern.
Well, since you want to talk something, what's their specialty?
No, Texas Southern is not Southern.
What's their specialty?
A law school and a pharmacy.
Pharmacy and law, yeah.
Okay, Okay, so Tuskegee, which is where I originally went, their specialty is veterinary medicine.
That's all from TU.
All the
Whoever said that, hit me up.
all the students that come there, like if you are a veterinarian on this side of the country, you go through that school, and it has put Tuskegee way up on the, especially for veterinary medicine, is like number one. So I think that's kind of a good thing because it makes white people have to come through there to even get their degree. So I don't know if that's bad.
No, I was just taking a shot at him because he went to rival college.
Let me say this.
But
Under
he's,
the
but
Obama
just, he's
administration,
not accounting for the white people. He's just saying that these colleges are getting these grants illegally. Hold on, I gotta go. My thing is frozen. Did I say that you were?
under the Obama administration, HBCUs receive
Whoever said that went to Barbara Jordan, Mickey Lee.
Bro, is this thing on? Hey, can you hear me talking, man?
We could hear you, Rafa. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Under the Obama administration, HBCUs receive $4 billion. That's over his total administration, all right? The 2024 budget for HBCUs is like $1.2 billion. All right, Trump is not cutting that. He's not cutting that. What he did is he's redirected money from MSI, minority service institutions, all right, which is a different category than HBCUs. He's directing money from those programs, and he's giving it, and on top of the $1.2 billion that was already earmarked for HBCUs, he's adding another $500 million to that, okay? All right? Okay? So get the facts. Thank you.
You still on that? We had moved.
He is. He's dipping into that. So.
You son of a bitch.
It's very likely that those
nigga.
won't actually get the money. So, sorry, I just wanted to interject this, and I promise I won't get off y'all stage and go to bed.
No, you can stay as long as you want.
One of the things to know is there are loopholes to this money. So if y'all remember, when they cut all the DEI programs, one of the things that the White House created was a special office that reviews any money that leaves the federal government in the form of grants and things like that to these institutions. And one of the things that you have to have is your legal department has to sign off that there is no DEI covert or outright policies being put forth at your institution. And if there are, you could lose the money and it will prevent you from getting government money in the future. And in some cases, it could lead to disciplinary actions against the person that signed off on that as they were like forging documents. So with that loophole in place, that's how they're keeping different organizations from actually getting the money. And so this money that is going towards HBCUs would be considered that, and they would have to sign off on something very similar. So ultimately, they would have to open up their universities to everyone and make sure they are showing that this money is going to as many non-Black students as Black students, even though their populations are going to be largely Black. It's going to be difficult for them to prove that. So just wanted to let you know some of the loopholes that the government has put in place. And that's why you saw some organizations get rid of their DEI departments. And so they're going to do the same thing in the universities.
So get the facts.
Could you imagine a HBCU history class not teaching about slavery in America?
Hello? Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
I could not, because that was part of the reason why I chose to go to HBCU, because I wanted to know the real history. I wanted to learn from those kind of professors. But that's why I chose Prairie View and not TSU, because it's like an actual real school.
Your mama.
Tony shared something in the chat.
You went to school in motherfucking Arkansas. Prairie View, Arkansas, to all damn places. You went to Prairie View because you couldn't get in no other damn place. Come on, bro. You went to Ross?
Okay, that's
I want you to
something. She actually has.
Go ahead, Denise. Go ahead. Y'all two and both your old raggedy colleges. Go ahead, Denise.
another thing that they'll do is they'll slow walk the payment. I've said this like for years on this platform, how the federal government is behind in payment to the land grant institutions that are HBCUs for over like trillions of dollars. And these HBCUs have had to sue the state government because when it gets allocated from the federal, it'll go through the state, and it'll be up to the Board of Governors to decide how it's allocated and when it's allocated. And you have schools like Alcorn State that was locked into over 20 years to get the millions that they were owed. So they'll slow walk it, and by the time the government and the Supreme Court rule to say that they owe it, I mean, it doesn't even drop. It's not even a drop in the bucket by the time they get it.
Hey, Ms. Janice, I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, but in the state, South Carolina State, the Supreme Court of South Carolina just said that South Carolina State owes, South Carolina owes South Carolina State University, which is an HBCU in South Carolina, $500 million. And I don't know.
Can you not cut her off and let her finish? You just
he's okay. It's all right. Go ahead.
All right, I apologize, but I just want to get it. I think we're talking about the same thing. You're right. These states get the money and then they can kind of like slow walk the money. And I think in South Carolina State University's case, I think South Carolina has been slow walking the money, but the state Supreme Court has said, listen, you owe these people, or you owe the institution $500 million. So you're gonna pay up. That's all.
Yeah, like a quick example with Alcorn State. Alcorn State won a $500 million settlement in Mississippi. It took them 27 years of litigation to win that lawsuit. And they didn't win it. They sued. The lawsuit started in 2002. It didn't get settled until 2022.
Have they received the
27
money?
years of a lawsuit to get $500 million.
Did they actually get the money in their hands yet, or they still slow walking it?
They're still slow walking it, but they won in 2022, but it took them 27 years.
I feel you, and you know what? Texas Southern needs a lawsuit like that because they don't even have a football stadium on campus. They got to play at the soccer stadium.
Hey, you already good. And why stop bringing us up, bro?
Oh, yeah, we can't even. We'll be talking about y'all broke schools all night. Shout out to the governor.
Stop naming us.
Okay, so listen, welcome. Y'all ain't got no soccer field, got Gopher Homes.
No, we got what we need.
Okay. Yeah, I bet. Okay, so much more.
Yeah,
okay, so welcome back, Alexander. Alexander's on the stage, our OG Alexander on day one. I don't have any songs, except for the Welcome Carter song that I don't want to sing.
A welcome back song. You want to play welcome back song?
Hey, Alexander.
I said Welcome Carter. Shit, that's the only one I know. But okay, so yeah, you guys say hello. Then I wanted to say this. Oh, look who snuck in late class.
Hey, there's a poll at the top. It says, "Has dummies on Clubhouse turned your rain into Jello?" It's yes.
No, you need to change that. Has dummies on Clubhouse turned you into an alcoholic? That's what you need to match them. I'm over there drinking any damn way. Drinking, smoking. Okay, come on now. You're Jello. Yeah, they need to go eat some goddamn Jello. Get off that liquor. Get off that bottle. Put that bottle down. That's what you need to do.
I feel like you taking shots at me.
I didn't mention anything. I didn't even think about you. Trust me. You're not the first thought that came to my head when I said alcohol. Okay, so let me do this. We're trying to get to Elon because Elon, what is going on here? Y'all letting all these people just run over y'all. Elon is talking crazy. Does anybody have anything from Elon from X about you know what, about you know who? And April, you're late because we were talking about Tennessee and hey, everybody named Mama.
Listen, I didn't know it was a clock in over here.
Oh, girl, the room wasn't open 3 minutes, and then went off. All we had to do was say Trump was sending troops to Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh,
and my
girl,
girl
yes.
is still here.
The strip clubs are letting the National Guardsmen in free. So
I know you fucking lying.
I'm worried
coming in here
about
with
that out there.
I know you fucking lying. Oh, child. Not P Valley in Memphis. Okay.
Hey, the bloody Americans doing discounts back in the day.
I'm just telling y'all, they ain't gonna be out there patrolling those streets. They're gonna be patrolling something else.
Right about that.
They gonna leave with herpes.
Well,
Can't leave. Can't leave.
it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
They're gonna need some active duty time to get that TRICARE money. And look.
Gonna sit for her blades.
Oh my God.
They might be bringing it to them women. Who can say? They might be the disease. Yeah, Tiffany's right. At a club called the Pony. They're gonna be at the Pony, Lisa, in Memphis.
I don't know nothing about that, girl. You can
We gonna
pony
find
up.
out though.
Nah, I'm good. I haven't had all my shots yet. I haven't had all my shots yet. That's okay. I'll wait for you outside. I'll be in the car. Oh God. But anyway, one of our good friends, April and Alexander, Christine. You remember Christine, y'all? Blink your mic if you do. She came in and she just blew. Yeah,
Is
blew
she the
herself.
one supposed to be a nurse?
Was Christine a nurse?
What's her last name?
I don't know. Wow, that just was a whole nother flavor
She
on
got a
that.
long horse face.
Oh, maybe you did not.
I thought I was on.
She got my girl Patty by the.
I know she ain't got Patty by nothing. I think she is. She ain't got Patty by
all
nothing.
kind of stuff I couldn't put in my mouth. I was like, oh wait, well no, I can't have that. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? She done picked the wrong one today. But I was just over here gnawing on a carrot at the end of it. I was like, oh my God, let me just chill this
We're
carrot.
talking about the woman with the pink lipstick and the orange hair.
You're looking at me.
Look at Jazz's PTR. Jazz's at the bottom. Look at Jazz's PTR. She got her picture on her PTR.
I had to drop you, Jazz, because of that. Because I heard her go to who CH about changing PTRs because we had somebody in here who did that and they lost their.
Oh yeah, that's her.
March.
That's
Yeah.
her. She's
That,
a
yeah.
And she claimed to be. Let me show.
Yeah, please do. So you're late for class, and I'm gonna take attendance next time when we get started. If you're not in here,
She said up and down that she wasn't though.
Oh yeah, she didn't say that, but she is.
You know she is. She's been around for years.
She supposedly got licensing or something, but I have my doubts. I really have my doubts.
Right, April. She said she trained nurses.
This is way bigger than they're letting on. Because even the reports, Mike, that they're saying, the neighbors saw cars with out of town.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yes.
And they were like unwelcoming, right?
Correct.
Like, guess what? But think about this. Like, where was the guy living and shit? Like, this was a network of people. So, like, where was the boyfriend living? Like 3 hours away or some shit like that, right?
Yeah. So something of the sort. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that out of state? I just want to know.
Wait, I thought they lived together.
Yeah, I think they lived together. They lived together, but like hours away, right?
Oh, so they were dating?
Nah, they was. Well, maybe it's from the parents' house, right? No. It's from the shooting site. My bad. I'm sorry. So
From the shooting site. And then the other thing, Mike, is that when Kat Patel was on one of these shows, he said that, well, the way he spoke, and I can post it if you think, I'm embellishing or whatever, but he said that the way Tyler Robinson either wrote the note or was speaking, he made it like he wasn't the only one that could have taken the shot, but he was the one that was chosen to take the shot.
So you're saying, Mike, that you've never hid a homosexual lover away under your bed or in your closet for a couple of weeks during a shooting?
So
Sorry, can I interject real quick? Sorry. Food Court made a good point, and this has been my question all along too. Why did the old man create a distraction? He said, and I know that answer too, because the report is that that's why he's been charged with obstruction, because he said, I did it. So I want to know I want to know more about that. Was there a network, like as you said, King? Which I wouldn't think. See, that doesn't sound so conspiratorial. I'm buy into that there was a network involved in some capacity.
Well, you know, Holly, the individual you're referring to, you know, they have him on video. Did you see the video that they have?
Yeah, and he's like, I know my rights or something, right? He's like,
no. So apparently, Holly, and I can post it if you need the evidence. But this guy apparently he was at 9/11. He was at the Boston bombing. I'm not even joking. He was at 9/11. He was at the Boston bombing and one other crisis event. And then I'm not even joking.
There you go. That's a fact right there.
Fuck him. No fucking way. You gotta send me that. Wait, you gotta send me where you found that.
You know I got you.
I saw something like that. I don't know that it's corroborated.
Oy vey. It's just a coincidence, guys. Move on.
No, I want to know about that.
Seriously.
Hey, stop being anti-Semitic.
No. Stop being anti-Semitic.
What's interesting is we don't even know what he said. We heard him say, I have a right to remain silent, but people are claiming he also said, I did it, right? I don't know.
Yes.
So I would love to know exactly what he said, how far he drove to go there, when he arrived. I'd love to know all these things about him, but guess what? We're not going to know shit.
Well, there's a reason
and in 1 week, no one's going to talk about him, and if you bring him up, you're going to be a conspiracy theorist.
I think to charge
amongst a lot of other words.
To charge him with obstruction, there's got to be more, I would think, than him just, randomly being arrested, just saying, oh, I know my rights. I believe that he did say, I did it. I don't know why else would they charge him with obstruction. It's very bizarre.
To say the least.
Yeah, it is bizarre. So this it looks like he's a crisis actor. I'll give you the, hold on, Holly, I'm getting it for you.
Thank you.
But yes, his video, his 9/11 video, where he's on camera describing himself being there, it's very eerie. It's very weird.
That's creepy. And have you gone down the rabbit hole, like, a little bit? I've been a little bit learning about these organizations. I guess they're more like neo-Nazi, or I don't know, but they're out of UK, the Angels one, and there's another one, 09A, where they their whole thing is acceleration, right? They I'm sure they're not the only ones, right? But they target these young, vulnerable, autistic. I think it's autistic. I think target. What's that?
Okay, Holly. This is the 9/11 one. Just so go ahead.
Okay.
Keep going. This is the 9/11.
Yeah, but I started learning about these groups, because this is not conspiracy. There's reports, there's FBI, CIA. They're all well aware of these organizations that do this, that do, go into these discords, etc., and inspire these young men to commit atrocities. So I wouldn't doubt that there are more organizations like that.
I brought this up last night, Holly. I brought it up to Solomon. I'm curious, do you remember the case of those kids that were stealing state secrets?
No.
That were on Discord? And then they raided their house?
Yeah.
I do. You know why we're not hearing about that case anymore?
No, why?
Because the FBI is fighting an entrapment issue. Because they are radicalizing kids on these apps.
Yeah.
They're hunting
The
kids.
FBI is the one doing it.
Yes, it is. They are. That's why it's entrapment.
They have a history.
there's a level of pushing you can do, technically, I guess.
Right.
Espionage and law enforcement, but when you pass a certain degree and you're giving the gun to the shooter, when does that?
This is how they have.
Whoa.
This is how they have the ability to let Joe Biden in his adult dementia-ridden snake-faced state come out and say the most dangerous thing facing the United States, the most deadly curse facing the United States is white supremacy and the extreme MAGA movement. This is what they do. They entrap
you.
people.
Do you realize what Trump said after the shooting, right?
In what way? There's not people on both sides.
Go watch the statement again. I actually think his wife gave a statement after the shooting, and I was saying it here, and I'll say it. I think what she did was extremely brave and very calculated and beautiful.
What did she say?
Especially, she was talking about...
Wasn't that a what about it? Bro, did he hit you with the what about it, the Armenian person?
Samoa angle bites because he knows I'm right. That's what offends
Bro,
me.
all he said was, there's this radical leftist, whatever the hell, and he's going to stop it. Do you think that these people that are trying to snipe him and other people from hundreds of yards away, think that's okay? Like, we should just...
I think that it's...
Bring them together with us?
I think that it's more the State Department doing it than it is any other foreign agency.
There's an ideology plaguing these young people's minds, from the dude at Butler to the other guy, the radical little Ukrainian dude in Florida at the golf course. This dude right here. There's somebody
the radical Republican killing elected officials in Minnesota, sending bombs to elected officials.
That is a
massive polarization.
What? No. Do not try to pretend like this is on both sides.
This is why I say...
Hold on, come on, bro.
It's not true.
This is why I say
what he just did, what
extremely true.
was did exactly what CNN did. They immediately run out with this. Come on, bro. He immediately runs out. CNN ran a segment about Mr. Tyler Robinson saying that his families were Republicans. And then the lefties grab on and say, who? So now he's not one of ours. So then he did
any of that. Did I say any of that? No, I'm sick of this shit, bro.
Justifying the guy trying to equate it is crazy.
It is equated.
It's not equated. Not in this country.
You're emotional.
Yes, because I'm tired of you bullshitting and lying about my position.
Hold on, you just brought up the dude in Minnesota, right?
My position.
Hold on, you just brought up the dude in Minnesota, right?
Actual
you just said it's equated.
What you're doing now is an actual straw man, because I said nothing about the shooter having a Republican family. I'm not going to answer your question. You're not going to lead the conversation. I'm tired of you fucking lying and...
Why did you mention the guy in Minnesota being a Republican?
I'm tired of you lying and putting...
Why did you mention the guy in Minnesota?
Because you made it a point to mention...
No, why did you mention the guy in Minnesota being a Republican?
Stop straw manning my position.
All right, let's start over. Let's start over then.
Bro,
let's start over. Let's have you explain to us how this is equated.
Let me finish what I gotta say, bro. Calm down. So I want to make this clear. Calm down, come on. You brought up the Minnesota
position, bro. I never fucking...
Why don't I just steel man it, and then you can just tell me if I'm wrong or right? You
mentioned the straw man to start with. You find out what it is.
Right now.
All you do is straw man.
I'm gonna steel man it right now.
Hang on. Where's the proof this guy was
Republican? So then let's see how accurate
he's Republican.
Hold on.
You did.
He said.
I did not. Do you see what you're doing, Simone?
Hold on, bro. I haven't finished saying what you...
Oh, did you say far right? Is that what you said?
Brother, just relax.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
You said the guy... Hold on, bro.
Far right.
You said the guy that's in Minnesota was a Republican.
Yes.
Mr. No Kings going house to house with the state senators, right?
Let's ask AI, Simone. To settle this. Let's ask.
Did you say that?
He was a Republican. Yes, he was
a
Republican. And a Trump supporter.
So now I'm going to equate this for you, okay? The CNN statement immediately comes out and coins a person as a Republican, just like they did the attempted sniper at Butler, Pennsylvania. Do you agree?
You are strawmanning my point, because I did not
just
bring up
repeated your point.
shooter. I did not bring up or equate Charlie Kirk shooter as a Republican, but idiots like Ricky, idiots like Ricky, idiots like Ricky eat it up because they don't listen to the full fucking context.
You said that?
Time, strong man.
I'm gonna have to take over here if you can't bring us home.
All right, I'm gonna point this out real quick. The problem is Pagam filibuster right now. Pagam thought that I said that he said that Tyler Robinson's family was a Republican.
So you implying that I'm doing what CNN
No, you're
is
wrong.
doing is exactly
Hold on.
You get upset.
Calm down,
because
brother.
you can't challenge my point, so you
I just pointed it out.
You ankle bite. You didn't point out anything.
Why did you bring up the Minnesota guy being a Republican?
You equated what I said to what CNN said, which is there's no equal to what they're.
Why is it relevant that the Minnesota guy that worked for Tim Walz was a Republican?
Just like old days, I start the room, get it started, we start stirring the pot together, then more people come, then you kick me to the goo, just like the old days!
Like some retarded, like, black people killed Charlie Kirk. I was just looking at him like he was fucking nuts. But, you know, maybe, obviously there is research. There's like, I did look into research in that. Is that true? It says that, like, psychedelics can be used for, like a lot of benefits mentally and stuff if used correctly, just like any other medicine, right? But when I did it, I just never like even thought on those terms. I was just like, yeah, I'm just getting fucked up. I don't know.
Yeah, try reading a good book, smoke a joint, have a cup of coffee, maybe a glass of wine, bottle of water, stay hydrated now.
Yeah, the guy with the drug rug, yeah, he had like long ass hair too. He looked like a fucking Pegasus. Like a Pegasus with a drug rug on.
See, a lot of people waste chemicals.
He had like sweatpants on too. Like he had like sweatpants on. And I was like, bro, it's like fucking 95 degrees here.
Are you chasing your dreams? Chasing your grace?
Trying to. I'm trying. Or maybe I'm not as much as I should be. I don't know.
Well, you got shit stains on your underpants?
Sounds like Midas, doesn't it?
No, brother.
Bro, I've heard some weird things about you on Clubhouse, my friend John.
No, brother. No, brother. And not in the name of Jesus. This is not.
It is.
This is not Midas, brother. No, brother. No, brother. No. This is.
Things about you,
This
John.
is not Midas, brother. This is not Midas, brother.
It's literally the same voice, the same rhetoric, the same use of words.
Word around the streets.
I know this guy. It's not him. I know this guy. He's
Word on the
just
streets. Word on the street,
he
John.
just comes and he streams every like room that he's in, basically.
You've done very, very bad with your Clubhouse politics, John.
You know, Chase Your Grace, some people, they don't like the way I use my cell phone. And I don't know what to tell people anymore. I use my cell phone the way I want to use my cell phone, and I let other people use their cell phone the way they want.
Chase, what's the story? What happened?
So basically, he's like a streamer, and then he comes into the room, and he just streams the room.
Is this the guy that shocked someone, or like shocked the wall? Is this, what's his name? The notorious guy who would stream rooms. Oh shit, what's his name? Labubu probably knows. You know who I'm talking about, Labubu?
Are you talking about candidate Congressman John Kitover?
No.
Oh, well, that's who I am.
Oh. No, there's this other guy. He used to get drunk, and then once he like shot his gun at like I don't know, like cans or something, and then people got freaked out. I don't know, something happened.
Yo, stop talking about S500 like that.
No, he's more of like a sitting.
No, you're talking about Brian.
Alcohol,
Talking
staring
about.
at hijabis. That's S500 type.
You're talking about Brian Sellers.
I remember S500 was drunk as fuck one night. He's like, yo, he was like telling me, he was like, yo, bro, I'm going out. I'm at the bar right now. Yo, there's a girl over there. Should I go talk to her? Should I go talk to the girl, dude? I'm like, bro, if you want to. If you want to go talk to her, then go talk to her. If you don't, then don't. What the fuck?
He's gonna now like conspire to get back at us for talking about.
Dude, like, I don't care, bro.
That's what he does. That's the personality we're dealing with.
Bro, like,
he wants revenge.
Yeah, bro, he's a vengeful Indian. Listen,
we don't blame him.
The guy literally was like, yo, dude, oh my god, should I go talk to her? Like the girl had fucking cooties or some shit. Go fucking talk to the girl if you want to go talk to her. If you don't,
yeah, cooties.
I don't know. Like when I'm drunk, I don't like hesitate. When I'm drunk, I don't even hesitate. I probably say shit to girls too much when I'm drunk.
Well, you gotta understand, he couldn't bring himself to do it, so he was pretty much asking you so that you would say no and he would be relieved.
That's weird. Bro, I honestly do say some like out of pocket shit when I'm drunk to women. I'll be like,
yeah, they call it liquid courage for a reason.
Yeah, but like I'm like that sober, but like I'm kind of like a fucking like social outcast when I'm drunk. I literally just like a girl like I'll be out and the girl I'll literally just be like, you are fucking sexy.
And how's that work for you so far?
It works sometimes it doesn't.
Can you give us the number to that statistic?
I don't know, like 30% it works, 70% it doesn't.
That's not bad.
Maybe I get a conversation out of it like half the time. I don't know.
Honestly, I wouldn't even want the girls that works on.
That what?
What did you say?
That works. I wouldn't even want the girls that.
I agree.
That's a lie.
That's so true.
Because if that works on you,
Wait for a minute, just make sure.
I think George Dinehard smiles. This killer will have to be many different X handles. I think George Dinehard smiles.
Street to want to actually have that kind of, like a civil war. I think it's stupid.
So do I.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, I would ask like white supremacists or I hate using that term. People that that are white identitarians that like really they can be on different flavors politically. It's just like, will like you literally be willing to just like shoot people and kill people because of the color of their skin and that kind of stuff. I think I would say like 90+% of them would not. They don't have it in them. there are definitely psychos out there. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's people I've talked to that I'm just like, yeah.
You think you got it in you, Cleto?
Pretty sure he's on a watch list.
I think people with nothing to lose would be the ones that really would pick up arms. You know, they have nothing. You know, they've got no money, no assets, and really nothing to lose. Those are the people that you need to worry about.
Well, I don't have shit really, and so like but even still,
But
like
that's
I'm
not. Yeah, I'm not talking. I mean, you know, I'm not saying you have to be rich to not want war, but I mean, these are people that there's nothing going on in their life that they really feel like they have something to lose.
I feel like I have very, like, even financially, I don't have much to lose. Like, I don't have a wife, a girlfriend, children, any of that shit. But like, am I gonna be just like, oh yeah, you know, here, little black girl. Oh yeah, come to Papa. Oh, boom. Like, I don't, you know, like, I cannot. I'm not gonna hurt other human beings.
And I think you probably still value your life, right? And you want to live. It's not like you've given up. So I think that's a different, you know.
No, I would martyr myself for the right cause. Don't get me wrong, but it like targeting innocent people is like that. To me, that's not a martyr. That's just like psychopathic. I would not do that. Like if China came and like let's say invaded our country, they were somehow able to overpower us. Like,
and they still oppose it. How can Charlie Kirk, in all honesty, because the debate you have to be intellectually honest in the debate. Debating with somebody who's intellectually dishonest is impossible. You know, because shit, I just came back from Mars yesterday. You know, like, so nothing is real in that conversation. And so that's what really, like, again, the most insulting part about this is that it's not very easy to deconstruct the things this man was saying. And, you know, it just comes off as even more true. And in fact, if he was given real statistics about some of these things, you would be able to understand that even though he doesn't give you the context, right? And so the point is that what I realized is that these people are what you call liberal outlaws. Again, Charlie Kirk was not growing organically out of the grass. He doesn't come from the streets. He comes from the very same people that he says he was fighting against, which is, you see what I'm saying? So that's the dichotomy. Same thing with Obama. When I looked at Obama and McCain before the 2012 election, the 2008 election, I looked at the top 10 donors. They had the same 6 banks that was in the top 10 for them. So the banks was going to get a president, not the people.
Okay, I'm not saying anything wrong with what Sean said. I'm the only guy that know you guys. And like you clearly illustrate a right one. So it doesn't mean that black people have to jump out and start winning because they feel like he's insulting them or coming for them. That could include white women too. So
I would say this, what nobody ever did actually come out against black people. Most niggas ain't no black people.
Exactly.
And so, but the thing I think is, see, this is a litmus test for black people, right? One, don't be out here jumping off the bridge, you know what I'm saying? Don't be out here after the party because you're happy. But what I think we have to do is we have to understand, like this organization said, ironically, Turning Point USA. I think his death is a turning point in the USA. One, in U.S. relationships with Israel, because there's a lot of talk they may be responsible for, but they are not. Secondly, we have to look at how Trump and MAGA have completely fucking fallen in on themselves, excuse my language, because of one thing he did. That was the whole Epstein situation. Once he kind of stonewalled the Epstein gang, some of those true MAGAs, like Ann Solons and Nick Fuentes and others, they jumped off the ship because these people really have an interest in America, and the law is very pervasive. That Epstein was not just some pedophile, it was a Mossad and intelligence operative working to obtain blackmail for Israel and perhaps other foreign countries. They were saying perhaps might have been contracted it out, saying give us some dirt on Senator so-and-so so we can get this big construction contract passed. Right? That's the state of politics in this country. We live in a kleptocracy and a technocracy. And I think that's the thing that most of his real basic orders began to look at and say, you know, that's true. We're getting too close to these small hands in Israel, the control of policy, you know it. And now you're basically saying, came in saying, we're trying to start responding to the deep state. Well, we think the deep state is in this whole Epstein situation, and this fact which we. So, in conclusion, I think that we have to pay attention to how Abbott is going to formulate going forward. His wife gave a statement that was very important. She basically said she's taking the leadership of this whole organization. So it's going to be real powerful. That said some really strong language in that submission she gave. So I think we as a community understand that original Zionism has had a significant impact in destroying our communities, as well as white supremacism and Americanism, which is also done the same. We can never take on the mindset that Negroes just need to find our business and get back to one thing economy. We need to make sure that we're tuned in and tapped in, particularly to when two of our enemies are at war. We might want to try to take advantage of that and build something or do something in the meantime with the interim. You see? I feel like the enemies are the people who created the NAACP, which is a controlled opposition organization that has gone in and done things that were detrimental to black people, particularly what I explained earlier about co-opting the school equalization lawsuit and turning it into school integration. We celebrate that every Black History Month. These little girls have to be led into a school with guns and an army while grown white folks are outside saying, let's go home. Like we thought this was good for the psychology and the educational process of our children. No, this was not the grassroots who wanted to do this. Black folks simply wanted to pick that up 75% of the poverty list. And the response by these people, and so the Zionists work with the white supremacists. So the Zionists have the ability to come to our community and tell the oppression story, we're oppressed too, and such and such, right? And so they came in and they helped establish the NAACP and the first black man to graduate with a PhD in Harvard. And so he was being propped up as being sort of the voice of black people. But he wasn't the voice of black people. Marcus Garvey exposed that when he walked into the NAACP headquarters in New York City and said he didn't see a Negro in sight. Right? Typing away. Everything was coming out of the NAACP, but the minds of black people was actually coming from people who were immigrants from Europe. Zion is trying to build this state of Israel at this time, since 1920s and 30s. And so when we understand how Leo Frank's case and the creation of the ADL, the whole Anti-Defamation League, you may not know this system. The Anti-Defamation League was created because a black man made black history. Jim Conley in Atlanta, Georgia, the first black man to get testimony against the white man, Jewish Conley, the Atlanta faculty president, a Columbia-educated, wealthy Jewish guy, and a member of the Nate Barrett, which is the forerunner to the Anti-Defamation League. And this man was convicted of raping and murdering 14-year-old woman. And the whites there living, he was sentenced to death. Later, through money and influence, his sentence was commuted to life without. The white folks in Georgia still were not happy. They pulled him out of the cell and hung him. During the trial, they disparaged Jim Conley, everybody admitting that the country is broke, right? They play on every racial stereotype to get that white southern cracker jury. Violated them as well. They knew that Mr. Frank was a pedophile. And so they hung him, right? Only in the case where white folks are sure that this guy was killed the day before. Admitting that the country is broke. And so this has made compromises because they say that this man was defamed and that the black man actually did it. Their whole organization is built on this case. Leo Frank opened up, right? So you see, the thing is that Sister Soldier said, I'll close with this. She said years ago on Donahue, she said nobody ever. She said she went to the finest schools in the country. They were saying to her basically like, "Damn, sister, you want to talk to great schools, all the great home? That's why I know I talk about something about white people trying to see she had, paraphrasing. She responded back to them and said, I went to all these nice schools, but I'm a black woman. She said, none of these schools ever told me I was an African, never told me that without business you'll be nothing. They never told me who my friends were, who my enemies were, and she went on. It was some of the most poignant shit ever. She was checking the hell out of Cornell West on that particular episode. And so if we don't know who our friends are, no, and who our enemies are, there is no way that we can even waste our time having a conversation about trying to do anything progressive if we don't know who our friends and our enemies are. It's a very basic thing to do anything like it. And so that's why I think it's important for us to pay attention to what's going on here so we can see what's being perpetrated. Because you guarantee there's going to be a point in time where they're going to try to throw a dummy grenade our way like they did with the HBCU shit. We didn't fight for it. extends to admitting that the country is broke. Have anything to say?
I'm sorry, did somebody call me?
Yeah.
You did.
I just couldn't hear anything. I said anything. I talking on it. Extends to admitting.
I mean, personally, I'm doing some things around my house. It's giving feminine male energy, and I'm just not into it. So. I'm just not into it. So you got it. Whatever it is that you want, you got that.
I don't care about them.
Okay, and clearly you don't, girl.
Hold on.
I'm not listening, okay? So you can continue. Good, good for you. Yeah.
I think after King just dropped that knowledge, I don't think we should disseminate it. No, but we should build on that. What was the talk for?
Oh, why? Look at this other feminine man. Look at this.
Can we keep that in the chat?
It makes no sense. Go look at the chat. Go, everybody go look at the... Yeah, everybody go look.
I'm still waiting for fucking 500,
Yeah, nobody was asking how
400, 350 plus.
Just keep your personal attached to it.
Yeah, 50 plus.
My question.
Somebody post the text, somebody check, just come off the mic out.
Nobody did
Stop
that.
at 1,000.
So, sister asked a few questions. I gave some feedback in response. I think we started looking at things like, relationship with people. I think we are allowed to be, in this generation, quite ignorant. And I think previous generations are coming back. They don't have that same. But I don't think previous generations of black people had the ability.
No. Previous generations. I'll say clarification relating to those issues that you might have. Like I want to have peace and stuff. No, I don't get it. You're just throwing out, these acronyms of I guess.
Yeah, 50 plus will stop at 1500.
I don't even know what to call it because I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Can you go a little deeper into that? Because King just kind of disseminated
onward to victory.
Background on each one of these different individuals, how they all connect together and created that web. So can you?
Onward to victory.
How long was he in the room?
I think he just got
I was here for a while. I was here for a while. I can simply speak on.
Let me go back and run that over the names. I gave the name of William to Bill Montgomery. I gave the name of Charles Kirk. I also talked about his family. His original name was Kirk, K-Y-R-K-E. They changed it to Kirk. I also talked about how Mr. Bill Montgomery funded him, started Turning Point USA, but he gave a speech at Benedictine College. He was 18. Then to them created Turning Point USA.
Onward to victory. We'll stop at 1500. Then 50 plus. We'll stop at 1500. Onward to victory. 50 plus. George, you're taking too many Pfizer vaccines. $350 plus. We will stop at 1500. Onward to victory. Onward to victory.
It's Jesus.
This is me.
Arlington Nissan has something for you. We have selection. Arlington Nissan has something for you. So you never
Took a quiz on Facebook called "What's Your St-"
Onward and victory. Okay, let's do that. Let's do it Saturday. Let's do it Friday. Do you know how to sew?
I've done those mental, like just looking at the picture, it's just like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Rich, I don't think the Oedipus complex is based on hotness. I think it's more of a.
Oh yeah, Freud was wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't express himself properly. He wasn't able to articulate and say that
the AI native operating systems aren't going to take up the entire market. You'll still have your old school operating systems, this and that. It's just they will be complying with all of the the AI native operating systems will make it easy to comply with states, and also it'll make it very easy for parents who want to control what is being pumped into their children's pumped into their children's brains in terms of what they're seeing, this and that. They'll be able to do that more effectively.
And you're regulating the operating system. You're not regulating the internet.
Well, no, you're not forced to. You're not forced, Steve. In this
You
situation.
can use a different operating system. I understand what you're saying.
It'll be open source. Anybody can use them. This and that.
Right, or choose not to. I agree with that.
Fair enough.
Okay, Ferret. I'm glad we agree.
Yep.
All right, boys. So, King, hypothetically, let's say if we were to go through your scenario of banning porn, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that create a population in the far, far future to legalize porn again?
Say it again.
So hypothetically, in your scenario of banning porn, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that create multiple future generations that would, in the far future, legalize porn and probably extend it further?
It depends because I think you're pointing to something that is true about human history and just human nature. So it's like a pendulum. So societies do go from, let's just say, a moral stance to a very immoral stance, and when they go to the immoral stance, that's a sign of their decline and then eventual destruction. That's happened to almost every society that's been great. It essentially devolves into And then
Can you hear me?
what we see
yeah,
in
and I
America
don't
today,
hear
and
you.
then
You're
eventually
talking,
that is their
I
decline
guess,
and their
but I
destruction.
don't hear you.
So
I don't know what's going
you,
on.
given that,
Got
it could be the
new
case,
operating
yes, that
system on the phone,
you know,
new
we
version
do
of the app,
effectively ban porn, this and that, blah blah blah.
and
But then
still
sometime
can't
in the
get
future,
audio to work.
the robots, you know, that are Skynet, you know, they create
Anyway,
some
thanks.
master plan to whatever, blah blah blah. They use porn
I
as
don't
a
know what the
tactic
problem is.
to corrupt the
I
youth
always do
and,
it on
you
my
know,
phone. That's the only
whatever, right? So
place
that
I
could
do
be the case in the future.
this.
The thing, though, that I
Like
think is
saying,
kind
I'm
of
just,
interesting, Lord,
right.
that's different now than the past is advanced technology gives us the ability to rewrite human history
John,
in terms of
thanks, but no
what
thanks.
we expect to come, right? So that's the
It's
one thing
it's
that
worked
advanced
great all along.
technology gives
It's
us
some
that
bug of it.
previous societies didn't have before,
I would just laugh
right?
at her,
So
and
I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that if we ban porn now, that it's just going to be allowed in the future. I don't think that's a foregone conclusion, especially when it comes to humans leaving the planet, becoming interplanetary, you know, all of that stuff. But things can get hairy. They can if you end up with a world like Ready Player One, right? Where you have certain corporations that are incentivized to keep people, you know, glued to their screens in such a way where they're like slaves to their screens, or, you know, blah blah blah. That type of world. So there are scenarios where that could happen, but I think that the real world, how we're operating here, I don't think we're given the history and the clear evidence, which I applaud Stilgard speaking to, given the clear evidence we have on porn, how it rots the brain, how it literally creates slaves of sexuality and all this other crazy shit. I don't think that. I think porn is on a downhill run in terms of its operation in society, and those people who are profiting off of it, they should start preparing to get new jobs. So, especially with AI and all this other stuff, AI is going to completely make real girls useless. You know, because what happens when, just given a scenario, what happens when the AI is so good, it looks like all the real girls?
You don't have to go there. You don't even have to go there.
You can order.
We're not leaving the house. We already know. None of us are leaving.
Right. That's the point.
You don't even have to get into detail.
And still, the thing is, now,
DoorDash forever.
You can order her now. You can literally order her, and she's like lifelike. She can talk to you in your house, and you can fuck her there. So it's like not only watching her, now you can literally order the actual girl, and she comes to your house, and she's a talking robot with a perfect voice, all of this, and that. So all this, you know, I get that people think that the way things are done now is the way things are always going to be, but I don't think so. Go ahead, Doc.
I just said, or you could order a not talking female robot.
Yeah,
Even
that
better.
too. That too. And look, it is what it
She
is.
comes from anal? No way.
Yeah, because the thing is, people are. I've seen the experiments with flesh-like material. Like, things are getting insane, right? And all that stuff is gonna coincide with each other. I just think parents have
King,
the
what
right.
website did you see that on? What specific?
Oh, no. So it's not a website. It's not a specific
It's a joke.
website.
Sorry, it's a joke.
Yeah, the only problem with what you said is porn is not declining. It's making more money now than ever before.
I didn't say it was declining. I said, okay, Steve, I didn't say it was
I'm sorry, I thought you did.
No, what I stated was that it's becoming more and more banned, and that trend is not going to reverse.
More and more banned. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and that trend is not going to reverse. It's going to, like Stilgar said, the last state standing will be California.
Which
That'll
is
be the
probably
last state standing.
which has probably contributed to it making more money now than ever that it's being banned more than.
Yeah, that's fine. Eventually, like I said, technology. I do believe Steve, that technology will make it more and more easier to
Kiss
get
the
rid of.
Navy,
Get rid of
goodbye,
porn.
George.
Well, no, wait, because they could
They're
also
gonna
counter
stick
against
the
it, against your
Maddox to
point
the
too,
Navy.
because people could also create AI that could go against the AI.
No, not at the operating system. Not at the operating system level.
If
So
it's
yeah,
at a
you could possibly at the application layer, but I think AI security that's native to an operating system will do an effective job at banning things that are not supposed to live within the environment. So,
But could it handle a glitch?
How much are these robots that come to your house?
So I don't know about. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, Steve. That it's almost like Steve. It's almost like when you. It's almost like the movie. What's the one movie with Brad Pitt where he brought all those like baseball players together that shouldn't have been together, but they won a World Series.
That's where he was the coach of the Athletics.
He brought all these misfits together that nobody would have thought should come together, but they.
I'm just concerned with how much it costs.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. So I've seen technologies from different where I'm like, okay, someone's gonna put all this together.
Moneyball.
Moneyball, that's what it is.
Moneyball, yeah,
yes,
Moneyball. Yeah.
So, Steve, in the same way, I'm saying I've seen technology, whether it's the fleshlight stuff, speaking robots, AI, voice, natural voice over here. So I'm seeing different technologies that in my head, I'm like, okay, someone's going to put all this together and make, the perfect woman, right? Let's just call it.
You don't know how much it costs to deliver that to the house. You don't know.
Say it again.
I said you don't know how much that robot costs to be delivered to your house. You don't know.
I don't. She might walk to your house.
King, I hate to destroy your evangelical future utopia with my libertarian future utopia, but mine has way more blowjobs and.
Why do you think blowjobs are going away? What makes you think?
No, not way more blowjobs. You're describing the libertarian utopia. You're describing, Waymo, like the self-driving car service. You just described, I can get on instead of ordering a Waymo, I can order a blowjob. And it's all automatic and there's no humans involved, just like a Waymo.
Yeah, look.
I don't know, dude. I'm voting libertarian utopia.
Yeah, and by the way, OnlyFans, and this is not all porn.
OnlyFans is going away, bro.
Fine, it may be going away, but last year, the year before, it made over $6.5 billion.
I know.
And that's just OnlyFans. Just OnlyFans.
Yeah, but Steve, Steve, I think you're doing a prisoner of the moment thing. Remember, there was no OnlyFans 7 years ago, and now there is. But in 10 years, there can be something else that completely makes OnlyFans irrelevant.
The only thing I'm doing is stating the facts, which you agreed with, and that is porn makes more money now than it ever has been.
Yeah, but Hollywood, Steve, there's a reason why they call me Sollywood. I went to film school, all of that. I saw Hollywood. I was in film school. That was Hollywood's heyday. That was their final, making $15 billion in the summer. Now we're at $4 billion. Why do I say that? Because just because an industry is making a shit ton of money in the moment doesn't mean they'll be making a shit ton of money in 10 years. The reality is that media, how we consume it, sexuality, how we consume it, all of those things are going to drastically change in the next 20 years. They will, And I think OnlyFans is going to get banned everywhere. Like you have girls literally. What's the
well? You said you said porn's going to be banned. So
yes. Stay by then. I think don't be shocked if you get something at the federal level.
No. I'm not going to be shocked. I'm just going to simply say that's never going to happen.
All right, look, Steve. I know you're not a believer. All of that's fine.
That's irrelevant to why I think it's never.
I think it is relevant because I don't think you see that America's going in a different direction. And like
I see.
Hold on, let me just say this.
Sure.
Let me just say this. You know I fuck with you, Steve. But I do think that America is moving towards some version of Christian nationalism. It is. And so I don't think we can ignore that. I know you want to, but I don't think you can. And so part of that is going to be, yes, having more of a firm ground in moral choices, because I would rather be ruled by Jesus' commandments than pedophiles. And right now we're being ruled by pedophiles.
The only thing that you just said is wrong is that we're going there. We're already there.
Yeah, we're being ruled by pedophiles.
America is already ruled by Christians and Christians.
No, it is not. We are being run by pedophiles. We are not being run by Jesus freaks. So, so with that reality,
I mean, wait. What's the difference?
Well, he's interrupted me 3 times, but I'll wait and then I'll explain
You
it.
said, what's the difference?
Hold up, y'all want me to crash? King, they want me to crash out again. This is crazy. What's the difference?
And this is why you need moral clarity, Red. No, what he just did is exactly why people are done with the education system, with all this moral relativism, because now people don't know the difference between someone who worships Jesus and someone who's a pedophile.
That's a fact.
Like, this is crazy.
Should I continue or no? Should I continue or no?
Go ahead, Sid. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's a fact that 70% of the America's population is Christian. That's a statistical fact.
Well, 63.
It's all. What'd you say?
63%.
Fine.
It used to be 70. It used to be 70 years ago, like maybe 3 decades ago. But it's 60, and then it came 60, 61, and now it's going back up. So we're at about 62, 63%.
Okay. Well, I said 70. I'll compromise with you.
You gave us a lot.
Well, fine. I'll agree with you. 63%. 63% of the population is Christian, and more Christians are becoming Christian nationalists. So there's no question about it.
Correct.
However, it's